Listen, kid, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. The world is cold, unforgiving, and indifferent to your struggles. People are born, they fight through life, and then they die. That's the brutal reality. You think you're the only one who's been chewed up and spit out by life. Think again. I've been there. I've been there. I've lived in that pit where every breath feels like a war and every step feels like dragging a mountain behind you. I've watched friends die, seen good people become monsters, and lost everything that ever mattered to me. So don't come looking for false hope or pretty words, because I'm fresh out. But even in the depths of that darkness, even when it feels like you've hit rock bottom, there's something you need to hold on to. Life is pain. Life is suffering. But it's also about finding something worth fighting for. It doesn't have to be grand or life-changing. It just has to matter to you. That's what keeps you moving when everything else crumbles. You think I haven't wanted to give up, to lie down and let the world swallow me whole. I've had those nights, staring at the stars, questioning the point of it all. And sometimes there is no point. Sometimes the only reason to keep going is because you're too damn stubborn to quit. Because if you quit, if you let this world break you, then it wins. And I'll be damned if I let this world have the last laugh. I've seen the bottom. I've lived through darkness that could swallow a soul whole, leaving nothing but emptiness. But even in that void, there's a flicker of light. There's a flicker of light. It's faint, barely there, but it exists. You've got to cling to that light, fight for it, because as long as you're breathing, as long as your heart is beating, you've got a chance. A chance to take the chaos life throws at you and turn it into something meaningful. It's not about being happy all the time. It's about finding those small moments of peace, those little victories that remind you why you're still here. Maybe it's the warmth of the sunrise, the sound of rain on your window, or a kind word from a stranger. Whatever it is, hold on to it. Let it fuel you. Let it give you the strength to keep moving forward, no matter how broken you feel. And don't think for a second that you're alone in this fight. We all carry scars, kid. We all bear burdens that threaten to crush us. Some of us just hide it better than others. But there's strength in knowing you're not the only one fighting. There's a kinship in pain, a brotherhood in struggle. We're all in this together, whether it feels like it or not. Life is brutal. It doesn't care about your dreams or plans, but you can't let it beat you. You can't let it turn you into someone you're not. Hold on to your humanity, even when it feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Hold on to the things that make life worth living, no matter how small they may seem. There's a fire inside you, kid. I can see it even if you can't. That fire has carried you this far, and it will keep carrying you when things get tougher. Don't let it burn out. Feed it. Nurture it. Let it blaze as bright as it can. Because as long as that fire burns, as long as you've got the will to fight, you've got a chance. And sometimes that chance is all you need. You're stronger than you think. Stronger than you know. The world can try to beat you down, but it can't take away the strength that's yours. That strength will carry you through the darkest times. So stand up, dust yourself off, keep fighting. Because as long as you're breathing, as long as your heart is still beating, you've got the power to make things better. And that, kid, is worth holding on to. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. He was tough as nails, with a heart too big for this world. He fought battles that would have broken most men, but he always came out the other side. Still, he had his demons, like we all do. One night, he told me he was done, that he couldn't fight anymore. I told him what I'm telling you now. I told him he had a fire inside him, a strength he didn't even realize. But he didn't listen. He gave up, and it broke my heart to see him go like that. That loss taught me something. It taught me that giving up is the easy way out. It's the path of least resistance, but it's not the path of a warrior. The warrior's path is hard. It's brutal. But it's also the path that leads to something greater. It's the path to redemption, to finding purpose even in the midst of pain. So when you feel like you can't go on, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, remember this: you're not alone. There's a strength inside you greater than any challenge you'll face. Giving up is not an option. Not for a warrior. Not for someone who's endured what you've endured. Your story is still being written. Sure, it's got its dark chapters. It's got moments that'll make you question everything. But it's also got moments of triumph, of victory, of finding light in the darkest places. And those moments, they're worth fighting for. They're worth the pain, the struggle, and the heartache. Don't let the darkness win. Don't let the world beat you down. You've got too much fire in you for that. When you wake up tomorrow and the day looks just as bleak as the last, remember this conversation. Remember that you have a choice. You can lie down and let the world trample over you, or you can stand up and fight back. And I don't mean just with fists or anger. I mean with every ounce of willpower you've got, with every small act of defiance, with every moment of kindness you can muster, even when it feels like you've got nothing left to give. Those small victories add up. They build a foundation that no storm can wash away. You've got to believe in something bigger than the pain, bigger than the struggle. Maybe it's a dream you've buried long ago. Maybe it's someone who needs you. Or maybe it's the simple act of proving the world wrong. Whatever it is, find it. Hold on to it. Let it drive you. Because as long as you're breathing, as long as there's a beat in your heart, you've got the power to change your story. And that's something no darkness can ever take away from you. It's okay to feel lost, to feel like the world's against you, but it's not okay to give up. It's not okay to let the world win. You're a warrior, and warriors don't quit. They fight, they endure, and they come out stronger on the other side. And so will you. Stand up. Dust yourself off. Keep fighting. You're not alone in this. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all fighting our own battles. And together, we're stronger. Together, we can face anything. Together, we can find a way through the darkness. So don't give up. Not now, not ever, because you're a warrior, and warriors never quit.